Open Hands does actually have some notes written down they're supposed to play when recording their own music. But even then, there's lots of room for improvisation. Starting with the rhythm, the foundation upon which the mood and feeling of a song is built.
I'm so lucky to have Abraham Laboriel playing bass because his feel is so great. And to have Bill's feel, and they've played for so many years that you don't have to think about the time. Let's say it's starting to get excited and we start to rush a little bit. Now in pop music that would be bad. You'd be fired on a record date for that because you're playing to a click. But when you're playing real music, it gets exciting and you want it to be a little faster. And then it gets a little slower when it gets a little bit more moody. And you know, some people think that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. I think that music should breathe.
But it's on stage in front of an audience where the musical genius of Open Hands fully comes to life, where their spontaneity and creativity moves into hyperdrive. Where they seem to be on a mission to, in the words of Shelley Mann, never play the same thing once.
I say that music happens when music itself visits musicians. And what I mean by music visits musicians, something happens in the process of making music and listening to music that it's all consuming and all involving, that we forget what song it is, we forget what instrument it is, we forget what style of music it is. I always tease the friends in the band. I said to them, you know, it is great playing with you. You took me to places that I wanted to visit.
We are improvising and we are feeling of that love that we have for one another. So yes, it's like a new creation at the moment.
I play music because I want to make people happy. I want them to enjoy what we're doing. I want to do, you know, I want to change the attitude of the day.
And nothing gets a crowd excited more than watching Abraham play bass, an instrument he attacks with his whole body.
When I play, I am in constant motion. I remember early on in my recording career, some producers will say to me, Abraham, stop doing that. This is not a video, we're making a record. And I said to them, I'm sorry, the music moves me. my entire being becomes part of the song, becomes part of the sound. And I'm very pleased that we can just take the music in any direction, not in a way that is self-indulgent, but in a way that is really, it enhances and it serves the music. And these are feelings that I rarely get when I play with other people.
Back in the recording studio, Open Hands has to come up with one final song for National Geographic. For this track, they're not even told what style to play. It will have to be a moment of total inspiration.
We get together and music shows up. It just starts happening and we don't have any control over it. Someone will start one thing. Justo started some little Peruvian thing today that turned into a National Geographic type thing with a clarinet. It just visited us and came to all of us at the same time, and it didn't exist before we showed up. And we didn't plan it, and we didn't talk about it. So maybe Abraham's right, music visits. But it definitely happens with the four of us. We show up and we start playing anywhere. It's different every time.